I'm Dr. Kabirizi. I'm a farmer, I'm an animal scientist, I'm a researcher, and I'm a zero-grazer, carrying out dairy farming in an urban setting. And the place is Seguku, just a few kilometers from town. We are here to prove that you can keep a cow in urban area as long as you follow the requirements. So first and foremost, you need to have the interest. Some of the major. Okay, why did we have to go in for zero grazing and of all places urban center? First of all, the major reason is to walk the talk. We have been training farmers. It's very difficult to train farmers, convince farmers to do this and this when you are not doing it yourself. Then of course the second is to get some additional source of income, and then to demonstrate to farmers that even with a small piece of land like a Muyenga, Kololo, as long as you have a market for milk, you can keep a cow. Then of course we are looking at an urban setting where you can keep a cow, but based on you can feed your cow using what we call farm wastes from the farm, the markets, and the industrial agro-industries. But of course there is also these days what is called agritourism. Agritourism, that's where farmers come and learn from you. Farmers who want to start farming, they come and learn from you, and then they go and start. What are the requirements? First of all, you need to have the interest. You must be interested. Don't go to somebody's farm, visit, and then you become excited and then start. You have to have the interest. You have to make sure that you have enough resources to start, because zero grazing is first of all labor intensive. You must have the labor, the right type of people to manage the cow. You must have the structure where you are going to keep the cow. And most important is the feed. The feed takes almost over 80% of the total cost of what you are going to spend on that animal. And in urban setting, definitely one of the major challenges is the feed. But once you know where to get the feed from, that is not a challenge at all, because what we do here is we use a lot of what we call farm waste. We contracted somebody from Owino Market. That young man supplies us with sweet potato vines twice a week. Of course, sometimes he brings a lot. So what we do is to convert it into silage, and you will see some of the silage we have. What you see on this vehicle is nothing but maize stover, which we are going to process into maize stover haylage. And that is one of the best feed for dairy farmers, because at the moment, farmers are harvesting maize stover. And many farmers don't even know that maize stover can be a good source of feed. Then, of course, the other feeds are what we get from like the Uganda breweries, the spent grain. Then you have what we call the brewer's yeast solution. That solution is very good when you mix it with molasses, if you are going to make maize stover haylage. But it's also good when you are feeding, because we are looking at an urban farmer without land. So most of our feeds are purchased. Feeds like Chloris Guyana, the hay, the dry grass, they call the dry grass. Fortunately, these days it's a business. Many people with a lot of land, they are producing pastures for sale to urban and peri-urban farmers. As long as you know the source, you have to, before you go in for zero grazing, you have to look at where am I going to get the feed, because you don't want to lose animals because the animal has been underfed. And then when you start zero grazing, you have to look at the type of animals, the type of animal or animals you are going to keep. Here we keep crosses, and many people wonder why we keep crosses. We keep crosses first and foremost because they are easier to manage. We keep crosses because in terms of what we call consumption, how much they eat per day is much lower than the exotics, the Frisians, these huge animals, because the animal consumes based on the body weight. Then of course you also look at the milk. Crosses produce better milk, better in terms of butter fat content than the pure ones. These exotics, they are very good. Exotics, especially the white and black and white, the Frisians. They are very good animals. They produce a lot of milk as long as you feed them. But the challenge is the type of milk they produce. And especially around this time when there's a lot of green, fresh grass with a lot of moisture. It will take you time and real efforts to convince your farmers that, your customers, that you are not adding water. So that's why we are keeping the crosses. They are tolerant to most of the diseases. So if you want to start a zero grazing unit, you also have to look at the market. Do you have customers who are going to buy the milk? Because zero grazing is labor intensive and it requires some money. You have to make sure that you have good market. Here the market is not a problem because we sell our milk at 2,300, and because of the quality, we insist on quality. Our quality, and of course quality depends on the animal, but it also depends on the type of feeding. These farmers, of course, they start lining up for our milk at 5, and we're happy with them. We have been keeping some of these farmers for more than 20 years. By the way, we started in 1990. The starting was not easy, but for me, I always believe in whenever you get a challenge, you turn it into opportunity. Those challenges we got, they helped us to learn a lot and to be where we are today.